Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to be talking about the child left in the car in Houston, Texas. And apparently the mom was planning a birthday party, a pool party, for the oldest child, which is her daughter. So she pulls up to the house, gets out. She says she sees that the daughter is getting out, so she just assumed that her son got out. In actuality, he didn't. So 2 to 3 hours go by and she realizes that she hasn't seen him, so she goes back out to the car and that's where she finds him. And she says that, you know, normally he does know how to unbuckle himself out of the seatbelt, but the car that they were in was a loaner car, so I'm not sure why I'm not sure what.
A Porsche or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how the seatbelt would be different, but maybe it is. We don't know. So that's when she goes back out and finds her son. So that's going to be, you know, what we're going to be talking about today, to see, you know, what you guys have to say in your opinions. So what do you think about that?
Well, I don't want to give a lot of speculation too early, so because she's not in court yet, so but I would like to see what our callers got to say.
Right. So do you think that you would ever be in a position that you may leave a child in your car, may leave one, you know?
No. Nah.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I can't do it.
And it was happening so often here lately that I was getting nervous myself, because I would have my granddaughter in the car and I'd be like constantly looking back, you know, trying to make sure, you know, because if this is not an everyday routine, you can like forget. Yeah. So, you know, some people have come up with things like leave your purse in the back seat, or, you know, do something in the back seat so you can remember to, you know, look back there and see the child back there. But one thing I did think about is it just me, or do you ever hear about or read about somebody leaving their child in the car in the wintertime? I never hear about that. Do you?
Nope. That's the first.
So comment and let me know below if you have, because I haven't. So
that's right. Let
me know if you have. So right now we're gonna get to our first caller, PJ, so she can let us know her thoughts.
All right.
I'm from Shreveport. My name is PJ.
All right, PJ. How do you feel about this woman leaving her baby in the car for up to 3 hours? I mean, could you even possibly do that, or is it possible to, you know, do that and forget?
Yes, it is. I feel like being a mother of two, I understand how it can happen. But at the same time, you should check before you get out the car. I had several moments where I would think that my baby was still in the car seat, but I would check. You know, you got to slow down and check, even if you're in a hurry. This shouldn't be still happening in 2022. It's been plenty of news coverage on this same situation. So yes, she should be punished, but I don't think she should go to jail for the rest of her life. You know, not a life sentence, so she should definitely be punished. I'm pretty sure she'll be suffering for the rest of her life because of it.
I'm sure she will. All right, caller. Thank you, PJ, and hope to hear back from you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, she does make, you know, a valid point, because I mean, it being an accident is understood, but
no
at some point somebody has to be held accountable, because these poor kids are catching it. So yeah, she made a very good point, and I can agree with it. So yeah, so I would have just checked to make sure they got out of the car probably so I can lock it, knowing me, but I don't think it would have taken that much time to notice that my child was not around. But you know, everyone is different, so everyone is different. You can't just, you know, assume that people
like that.
do what you do, right? You can't assume that people do what you do. Everybody's, you know, everything is different, so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm still shocked about it. blown away. I feel so sad for that baby, you know, and I can understand, you know, and we're not here to bash the mother,
Right.
nothing like that.
Right.
You know, we just want to, you know, just get the feel of this thing, you know, and why people could forget, you know, your child, you know, and it's, of course it's possible because it's been happening. You know, this is like the 20th time in Texas, you know, that this has happened in the summer months. So, yeah, that's just sad. You know, our prayers do go out to them, you know, on both sides of the family members.
Yeah, because she's gonna, you know, suffer enough knowing that, you know, one of her kids have passed and it could possibly, you know, be her fault. It could have been prevented, you know, so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go to our next caller
All right.
and see what they have to say.
We got here, is that Joseph? Joseph, okay. Let's say Joseph.
This is Joseph calling from Shreveport, Louisiana. So, you know, the story, it's a tragedy, and I just look at it from the angle of a parent, you know. I know in today, yeah, we sometimes maybe are too quick to jump to conclusions, but after listening to the story, it's like, as a parent, I can imagine, because it was an accident, you know, an accident happened, and I can just imagine right now all the emotions involved. I mean, with the parents, with the 80-year-old elder sibling, they're supposed to be having their birthday, it's supposed to be a happy day, and now for the rest of that child's life, it's going to be a source of, you know, I guess takes away the joy from it. You know,
Yes.
just died on the birthday, you know, because, you know, it was left in the car and stuff like that. So just from a parent's perspective, I think if anything, those parents and actually the entire family should, you know, have to get a therapy session, not therapy, just one, like get therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a really, really tough road, you know, going forward. Yes. Yeah, because really, I just think it's a really sad situation, and I mean, you would call to question like how did the child get in the car? I see there they said it was a new vehicle that they had just rented. Yeah, and I also think the parent probably didn't even know the child was in the car in the first place, because if not, say for instance, I lose my keys. And I look at the regular places, I don't find it. The first thing I try to do is try to retrace my steps, you know, to see where I've been. Maybe that's where it is.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason if the parent didn't suspect that the child was even in the car to start with.
Wow.
You see my logic?
Yeah.
Because then it would have been like, I mean, could it be in the car? Even sometimes when you lose something, you look in the most unreasonable places, right? But if you never had an inkling that the child was even around the car,
Right.
then you don't even think to look in the car. It's like, I mean, why would the child be in the car? It's the last place you know, actually thinking to look.
Right.
Wow. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, it's just sad no matter how we look at it, because I mean, I can imagine a parent losing a child, that's hard enough, and then to think you lost a child because of something you did or did not do.
Yeah.
Man, that's got to be really, really hard. I mean, it's the same, almost the same thing as it's just losing a child in just, you know, a regular, you know, form, you know, by death or whatever. So it's going to be very tough for her, I'm pretty sure. And I do thank you for your comment, and hope to hear back from you again, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
calling.
Wow. That's something. He made some good points, too.
He did. You know, both of our callers have made good points.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess you can never just say until you're actually in that position.
I don't think I want to be in that position.
Right, because, you know, some people may have noticed before that time span of 2 to 3 hours. Some people probably would have noticed before. But
5 years old.
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Because that was my first thing. I was like, okay, you know, he's 5 years old. Shouldn't he be able to get himself out of the car? But it was a loaner vehicle, so maybe the seatbelt was different.
You wasn't familiar.
Right. So maybe, you know, the seatbelt was different. So.
Right. That is
Poor
something.
baby.
Man.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to our third and final caller.
All right. You got on there? Who? Oh, Brittany. Okay. We got Brittany coming up.
Hi, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany.
Okay, we got our next caller, and I think they said they're from Louisiana. Let's see. All right, caller, go ahead.
Hi, this is Nicole. I am in North Louisiana, and this is just such a sad case, sad story. I know this has been happening the last 5-6 years. I've been there before. I've been rushing in a hurry when your child is young, but 2 to 3 hours. I mean, I guess she was rushing to throw a party, and I would hate to see her already suffering from losing a child to have to now be, you know, in prison for a mistake, a bad choice. If it was a mistake, I'm praying and hoping that she didn't do it intentionally.
Right.
But it's just sad overall. It's sad for the family, sad for the other parent of the child. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
So that's just how I feel about it. I would hate to see her be punished for it if it was an honest mistake, but I don't know how it's going to turn out.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you for your call.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Brittany. Oh, man. That's sad. You know, I mean, we probably have to do another thing on this when we finally go to court.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you know, we don't want to speculate, y'all, you know, but we just had to talk about it and get it out there.
Yeah.
And share this story, you know, 'cause a lot of people didn't hear it, wasn't really paying attention to it, but we like to bring things like this to y'all attention. This is why we, you know, do a lot of the shows, you know, for y'all, rather it be from relationships all the way down to things like this, you know, some terrible things. Sometimes there's some good things also. Hopefully the next show will be a lot much more, you know, much better than this one here, with news-wise anyway.
Right.
But we had to talk about this poor child. So yeah, sad.
Yeah, and it really is sad because that has to be a horrible way to go, to be in the heat and not be able to breathe. So that's a whole nother. Yeah. So
that's terrible.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. So catch us on our next one. We're going to try to give you a part 2 on this one.
Yeah.
And keep up with what's going on with this case to see the outcome. So.
What was the next show? It was relationships.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Part 2?
We're going to have to check it out. Yeah, it is. It's part 2 because we did part 1, the unscripted. So, yeah. Yeah,
this one would be much...
Yeah, it's more serious. Yeah, that one was just, you know, having fun and joking around or whatever.
Off the cuff.
Yeah. But, yeah, part 2 of relationships is going to be coming soon. It's on a more serious note. So.
Yes.
As I said before, thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know, you know, what you think about our podcast.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Choose
to
make it a great day.
Bye.